One of my very favorite productivity tools is called the Eisenhower Matrix. It's my favorite because it ultimately leads to helping me diagnose which of my tasks are the most important and which of them I can take off of my plate but still delegate to get them done. I want to show you an example of using the Eisenhower Matrix in real time, but I'll explain the basics of it first. Essentially, you take a square or a piece of paper and you divide it into 4 quadrants. Then you've got 2 scales. The vertical scale is measuring importance, so the level of importance from high to low. The horizontal scale measures urgency, so from left to right, how urgent a task might be. The most urgent and the most important tasks go in the left topmost square. That is your quadrant for the things that you need to do. Usually things that land in this quadrant are things that can be done quickly or have a very tight deadline. Moving over to the top right quadrant, these are the things that you need to decide what to do with. Usually these involve making a plan. Diagonally from this quadrant, we've got the bottom left. These are the things that are less important, so you probably don't need to be the one to do them. You may just need to review, but sometimes you don't even need to review. Things like scheduling a doctor's appointment. It's important to go to that doctor's appointment, and you probably have to be the one to do that, but you don't need to schedule it. You can delegate that. The bottom left quadrant is for delegation. And finally, the bottom right quadrant, arguably my favorite quadrant, is for decluttering. These are the tasks that you just need to get rid of. They might not even be tasks necessarily, but they are things in your day that you're doing that you don't need to be spending time doing, and neither does anyone else. So we're gonna start by taking a list, an unorganized task list of things that I have to get done, and we are going to put them into the Eisenhower Matrix. In order to sort your tasks with the Eisenhower Matrix, first thing that we're gonna need to do is grab a list. I'm just working in my iPad in GoodNotes right now. This is pretty much where I do my daily planning. So I'm actually gonna work on my task list today. In order to do that, I'm just gonna go over to my list and I'm gonna select it all. I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna take it into a different document, paste that in here, and I've got it right here for myself. And then what I'm going to do is just take each one of these list items and put it into the Eisenhower Matrix. This will help me decide what I need to do first. You don't have to do this digitally. You could put every list item on Post-it notes and draw 4 quadrants on a whiteboard and do it that way. Or you could even just draw it out on a piece of paper and then write each thing that you need to do over again. So if you've got a list that's unorganized, you just copy them into the proper quadrants. The important thing is that they get sorted. So I'm just going to go from the top to the bottom of the list. So my first task is finish writing the blog. It's mostly written. I don't need to plan it out anymore. I've already done that part. I don't need to do any kind of content planning. I could put that into do because it's going to take me probably about 20 minutes. Depending on your role in your company, this might be a delegate item for you. Me, I'm a solopreneur. I do it all myself, and I use the help of automation to write these blog posts. They really don't take me long to begin with. Then after writing it, I need to create the featured image for the blog post, and I need to schedule it. Next is my email campaign. This is going to go along with my blog post. So I'm going to copy that over and put it in my do column. If I had an employee, I would delegate this. Or if I had an assistant or something like that, this would absolutely be a delegate item for me. You know what? Just because I would like to delegate it at some point, I'm going to put it in delegate. That's going to be a goal for me. Then I need to film. It is going to be something that I need to decide. I need to plan it. I need to do some thinking before I can actually just sit down to film. That is going to be a decide item. That means it may not get done today. Also, recording screen shares. This is another one of those that definitely needs to be planned. It's something that I want to do, but I haven't taken any steps to prep for that yet. Then once I have that video footage, I am going to edit it and upload it. That part of it, it's very clear in my head. I know how to edit and upload video and audio. However, it is something that I would like to delegate. So I'm just going to put that down in the delegate section. Once that is edited and it's uploaded, I need to add the link and add the featured image into my newsletter. Again, this is something that could be delegated. Along with filming for the tutorials, what I'm also going to be doing is recording some stories for Instagram. And so I need to just edit and schedule those stories. Scheduling stories is very easy. I'm just going to do that. A couple of other miscellaneous items. I need to write an email to my lawyer, and that's super easy. I just need to do that. I need to do some new business follow-ups. Again, that's just just a couple of emails. And then I have some social posts going up today. I need to do some social outreach, and I need to just give my groups a look to see if there's any new business opportunities that I can connect with. I need to check my ads. I'm running some ads on Facebook and Instagram, and I just am interested in checking them. However, honestly, I've set them up on a specific expiration date, and I'm planning on running them through. So do I really need to check them every single day? Probably not. So I'm going to declutter that task, actually. I need to shower in order to film. I'm going to put that in the do column. It's getting kind of full over there. And then I need to go grocery shopping. It's a personal task, but it still does need to be done. To be honest with you, though, this is an interesting task to talk about because when I say delegate, it could also be ordering for pickup. So I'm still going to be ordering it online, putting everything in my cart, and then going to pick up, but I don't actually have to spend the hour to 2 hours in the store with my kids asking me for every single snack. I just can go pick it up and then come back home. So I might be able to be multitasking while I'm doing that. So like watching a TV show or doing something that's kind of self-care-ish while I'm grocery shopping. That's something that I would put into the delegate quadrant. That's my list for today. Your list probably looks a little bit more, like there's probably more things that could be delegated and decluttered because you don't do this every day, especially as you first start out. I would imagine that you don't have very much in the do column, and you probably have more in decide and delegate and declutter. But once you start to practice this every day, as you create your list, your brain almost starts to do it for you. And that's the beautiful thing about this matrix, is that you can start to prioritize for yourself without doing the manual work. And so it takes less time for you. Not only do you have more time to do the important things that you need to do, but you also have them organized in a way that you can then put them into your calendar or however you would like to prioritize your tasks. Again, it's one of my favorite tools for this reason. I think it's incredible. I hope that you got some value out of this exercise, and I'd love to see how you organize your tasks or what that might look like. So send me an email or reach out to me on social and share what you're working on because I'd love to see it.